All right, back again with another video. Hey folks, I hope you guys are having a good one. So, in recent news on planet Hell, we have officially reached 8 billion people. That's right, we have 8 billion prisoners on planet Hell. And apparently that number is continuing to grow. Unabated, it seems. So all that means is this. It means that humanity hasn't figured out the problem equation. They haven't figured out that more people on a planet with dwindling resources is a bad fucking idea. And let me tell you why that's a bad idea. Because more people means more hungry mouths to feed. It means more resources to mine. It means more resources to maintain and make last. But again, all of these resources are dwindling. Whether it's water, food, mineral resources, they're dwindling. And it seems that humanity, instead of trying to make a peaceful phasing out, they want to go the opposite direction and they intend to breed themselves into extinction. And unfortunately, that means taking us with them on this insane journey of theirs to nowhere. A growing population on a planet that can't sustain it is going to mean more suffering. That's the short and sweet of it. You're going to see more desperation for resources. You're going to see more suffering. You're going to see more situations become even more uncomfortable. You're going to have people living on top of each other in cities, overcrowded buses, overcrowded travel. You're going to see all of that. You're going to see it. And unfortunately, most people on the planet see nothing wrong with that because they're not doing anything to stop themselves from adding to that problem. You know, I was just looking at a video on my Facebook, and it was about these massive apartment complexes over in Hong Kong. And they were literally called coffin apartments. Now, these things were huge. They were sky-high, towering apartments where people by the thousands were living on top of each other like mice in a fucking cage. I'm not joking. When they showed those apartments on the inside, I was repulsed. I was disgusted at what I seen. That people are living like that and think it's okay to force more people into these type of situations is gut-wrenching. I can't imagine the misery that must be inside those apartment complexes and experienced especially by the children who have no choice but to be born and raised in those conditions. I mean, these apartments were literally little rooms that had a tub, a kitchen, a bathroom, all in the same location. Imagine trying to cook right next to your toilet and having to use the same. It's just a disgusting thing. And not only that, but because the plumbing is such is already strained in those apartment buildings, they have to share bathrooms with other families. Imagine that. Imagine that kind of just degrading condition where people are living on top of each other like that. But apparently that's the kind of world that humanity as a whole wants to see, because they see no problem in bringing more people here to live on a planet with dwindling resources and dwindling, ways to sustain these type of population explosions. You know, they have no intention on slowing down. They don't want to stop. And my question is, why would anybody with their same mind think that this is something good? But yet there are people who are applauding, there are people who are cheering that hell has 8 billion people now. It's ridiculous. We have food scarcity happening in whole countries right now. Entire countries are experiencing water crises, food crises. Rivers, lakes, ravines are disappearing, drying up. Water shortages are happening. Food shortages are happening and will continue to happen, especially given the climate problem. But in the midst of all that, you have 8 billion humans and growing. People are just popping open their legs, having stupid sex, frivolous, careless, mindless sex, and popping out babies left and right. Because why not? Let's just breed ourselves into the worst goddamn situation possible. I'm telling you, it's going to get to a point where they might even have to start considering cannibalism. I don't know if any of you have ever seen the movie Solvent Green or Solvent Green. I don't know if I'm saying that right. But essentially the plot of the movie is that for whatever reason, food scarcity has become such a problem on the planet. And the government has stepped up with this new product called Solvent Green. And it's some kind of food product. And nobody knows what this stuff is made out of. But it's been provided to the people for food. And as the story goes on, you find out that this Soylent Green is made of people, of dead people who are being cooked and processed into food. They're showing you right there. And there have been multiple movies and books and articles written about this type of thing. People will do the worst things in desperation. Things they would not have even thought about doing, they will do if desperate enough. And we have a whole planet that is now spiraling to desperation, unabated. They're talking about having 10 billion people in the very near future. When will it stop? When they reach 11 billion, 12 billion? Where the world is so polluted and such filth that people are going to literally be choking on their own waste, eating their own waste, and whatever else. You talk about scarcity now. Just imagine how scarce things are going to be then. But the majority of the people on the planet are still caught up in this pro-life bullshit. To the point they're not using their critical thinking to think this shit through and see why this is such a goddamn bad idea. It's terrible. It really is terrible. And frankly, I don't want to be around when it gets worse. I really don't. I don't want to live long enough to see that kind of shit, to see that kind of misery, because that's really where this is going. A fast track to growing misery. And that's why anti-natalism and anti-natalist advocacy is so important, especially right now, because people need to know there is a different way that we can go about this. And it's very fucking simple. Stop spreading your legs having children. Stop adding to the goddamn collective that doesn't need to be added to. It's very fucking simple. But because of the influence of religion, and because of the influence of this whole fucking idea that the world is great and life is great, let's just have babies and celebrate. The fucking delusional aspects of it all. It's all adding to the problem. That's why I applaud anti-natalist channels and people who go out and do anti-natalist outreach. Even something as simple as wearing an anti-natalist shirt, which I do. That helps to bring awareness to the problem. And it needs to be brought out to the public light. Even in conversations, if you can just sneak it into a conversation, or just do something as simple as wear a shirt, like I said, or just buy some kind of anti-natalist product and put it out in public. I think that there are pamphlets available, or you could just, write simple notes. I think Die Anti-Natalist, she had this idea on her channel where she writes little notes and leaves them in grocery stores or something like that. She does a lot of things, but good ideas like that. Because something has to be done. The public has to be made completely aware that what they're doing is fucking stupid and it's going to cost us all. Every one of us. There is no escape from the suffering that they're going to try to impose on the entire planet if they keep this shit up. It's going to get whole worse. It's going to get fucking worse. Look at places like Mumbai. 1 billion people in India alone. 1 billion people in China alone. Look at the quality of life disappearing. And these happy, delusional idiots are going to continue that same trend until it's a worldwide problem. Outside of outreach and things like that, I don't know what can possibly be done about it. That's the scary part. What can we possibly do about that type of a situation? The governments don't want to act. Maybe they feel like it's powerless for them to do so. But there are measures that can be put in place, and they don't want to use those measures because, it would be too controversial. I don't care if you had to get to the point where you paid people to be sterilized, where you made it to the point where if you willfully got sterilized, maybe you get tax write-offs, or maybe you get help with your bills or something like that. I mean, simple programs, all kind of things that could be taken, measures to be taken. But I tell you what, something has to happen, because a planet of 10 billion people isn't going to be a good fucking day for anybody. Whether you're an anti-natalist or a natalist, you're going to fucking suffer. I mean, we're talking about wars over fucking food, water, and resources. It's not going to be a good day for anybody. And it's just so unfortunate that humanity as a whole is just this goddamn unaware of how fragile and how easy life can become towards more suffering. It's already a vampiric system. Everything here feeds on each other. Everything here needs substance to survive. That's already a bad idea. It's already a bad fucking place. Intrinsically, this world is vampiric. It's parasitic. But you want to add more people to that shit? To the point where you might well be eating each other. Bad fucking business, man. I really hope that people get the fucking idea and stop. I mean, this shit is insane. It's so goddamn absurd. But again, what can you do about it? But try your best to get the message out and hope for the best. But yeah, that's where we are, 8 billion. So there's that.